cauldrons have really gotten bigger over the years. Now, got our Ashbringer back.
Safe journey.
Okay, jumped on. Alright. You know what? Actually, no. We will go right on. We'll go right on to the Dragon Soul. Onto the raid. Is it Dragon Soul or Demon Soul? I keep calling it the Dragon Soul, but that was only the early name for the weapon, for the Tang. With Demon Soul is the later on one. And maybe more accurate. Then again, I'm not really sure if any demons are involved in it. It is the Dragon Soul. Alright. Well, we're going to be starting... Well, we've already, I suppose, done Barry and Hold and the Throne of Four Winds, so it's less starting, but we'll be continuing from like the early bits to straight into Dragon Soul, which is the final raid of the expansion. But before I do that, let us read Hour of Twilight. With the Dragon Soul retrieved from the past, the heroes of Azeroth now prepare for the final confrontation with Deathwing. In the frozen spires of Northrend, the towering spire of Warcraft Temple is under assault by Deathwing's Twilight forces. In order to save Azeroth, Thrall must arrive safely at the temple with Dragon Soul in hand. With the Dragon Soul in hand. Horde and Alliance assaults against the Twilight's Hammer have sorted many of the cultist's fearsome elemental ascendants. One exception is Arcurian, a formidable ice ascendant tasked to slay Thrall and retrieve the Dragon Soul. Should this twisted elemental being succeed, nothing will be able to stop Deathwing from ushering in the Twilight Hammer. Former Blade for Hire, Asera Sunbright, was initially leery of working for Twilight's Hammer, but the cult's generous payments quickly won her over. In time, she succumbed to the corruptive influence of her dark employers, even going so far as to take the name Dawnslayer. As one of the cult's deadliest assassins, Asera has been called upon to eliminate Thrall and his companions. Archbishop Benedictus is a revered leader of the cult of the Holy Light. For years, his wise guidance was instrumental in seeing humanity through bleak times. Yet beneath his apparent benevolence lies the shocking truth that Benedictus has pledged himself to the eradication of all life in Azeroth through the agency of his Dark Master, Deathwing. And actually, that storyline continues in the Legion. Forged by Deathwing during the War of the Ancients, the Dragon Soul will harness the combined power of the Dragonflights and was ultimately destroyed. Through the caverns of time, Thrall and the remaining Dragonflights were able to recover the powerful artifact before its destruction. Before you used to be able to kill these guys. Not anymore, but there used to be a third one among them. What happened to him is unknown, I think. I think he was meant to turn up as an infinite dragon, like he did during the a pre-alpha, but then that was decided against. Now they have rallied at Warmar's temple in a desperate attempt to use the might of the Dragon Soul against Deathwing himself. Mordchok, the most powerful elemental still under Deathwing's sway. Mordchok, once a passive guardian, is now convinced that his only respite will come with Azeroth's demise. Mordchok rages against foundations of Warmar's temple, Azeroth's last beacon of hope in the Hour of Twilight. Warlord Zon-Oz. Countless ages ago, Warlord Zon-Oz and his soldiers waged endless war against the forces of Khotun and Yogg-Saron. Millennia has passed, but the Warlord still serves the chaotic might of the old god N'Zoth. Deathwing has now unleashed his legendary Faceless One to crush the defenders of Warmar's temple. Yorsha the Unsleeping. Since the fall of Bastion of Twilight, Yorsha the Unsleeping has eagerly awaited eagerly assisted Deathwing, providing the Destroyer with the means to release more Faceless Ones from their prisons deep beneath the earth. Their numbers are endless, and their power is beyond reckoning. A Furiosa intends to reap a grim reward for his faithful service. Just one sec. So, sorry about that. Hagara, one of the first students of the arcane magic under the Forsaken, started showing surprising potential for one who started learning so late in life. But in her disciplined attempts to bind elementals into servitude, she was ensnared and twisted by the Wind Lord Alakar. Now fiercely loyal to the Wild Hammer, Hagara binds others for her elemental masters' torment. Ultaraxian, more an abomination of dark energy than a dragon, Ultaraxian spent his short life absorbing the essence of other captured nether dragons. Ultaraxian, the only Twilight Dragon Deathwing has praised, and his arrogance is the only Twilight Dragon Deathwing has praised, and its arrogance is overshadowed only by the crackling energy surging through his twisted form. Loyal to his master, Ultaraxian swears to bring the fall of Wormer's Temple. War Master Blackhorn. Though once vast in number, only a few dozen Twilight Dragons remain. Astride these hardened survivors are the last vestiges of Twilight Hammer's army, the elite Drake Riders of Deathwing's personal escort. They're led by the insidious War Master Blackhorn. They move with unholy purpose, driven to protect their Dark Master. Spine of Deathwing. When Deathwing first channeled the Dragon Soul's power against the other flights, the massive energies that were unleashed threatened to break apart his very body. Rather than forego this weapon, he had adamantium's plates fused to his scales to hold his body together. Later infused with elementium, later reinforced with elementium, these plates are now his weakness, the sole vulnerability to Deathwing's lethal presence. Madness of Deathwing, which looks really creepy. I saw a different scene of when he looked. He looked worse. Tentacles. A warped mass of molten hatred and unfathomable power, this formless, mindless horror cannot be stopped. Whatever was left of Niltarian the Warder is long gone, his mind and soul corrupted and devoured by his old god masters. All this monstrous being desires is destruction, annihilation, and the end of all things. Bloody hell, I'm tired. Let me just check here. Wait, I also need to change the raid difficulty. Ah, good. It's already on this. Raid Finder Guardian? The sands of time have passed you by, but it can return you to the hour of twilight, when the destroyer threatened to when the destroyer threatened to crush the world in its grasp. Take me to the siege of Wormer's Temple. Bring me to the moments preceding the fall of Deathwing. So, she could allow me to queue for it?
I'm listening. Be careful.
Huh. Leave. Yeah, no. Also, I'm surprised it pops so soon, but I have a feeling I'll be probably going in by myself. Aren't we just in the base of the tower? And here's this guy, who's actually a nod to some Blizzard dev, if memory serves. Can't remember if he's still at the at Blizzard. Some have left, some have stayed. Can't remember if he's one of the ones who've left. We need to move quickly. Tiragosa and her guard have fallen, leaving the temple defenseless. Deathwing's forces must never reach the Dragon Soul, or all is lost. Warmer's Accord will aid you in the assault. The siege must be broken. I humbly request that the dragon aspect provide no aid to myself or my fellow adventurers. They should worry about their own problems, and we will worry about ours. Yeah, I'm a badass. You're either mad, foolhardy, or a hero worthy of being called a legend. Which are you? We will become legend. We shall see, pal. So, what do you say now? So many enemies to kill. Come on. There we go. Let's start. The power of the aspects. Damage and health reduced by 35%. I'm running out and run back in and then telling them to shut that off. Cut that shit out. There we go. That's more like it. Cut that shit out.
See you around. Greetings. For the alliance.
They just won't. That's actually really obnoxious because I want to fight them at full power. Just do it myself, you know? I'm just gonna try and grab as much as I can. Okay, the portal keeps spawning new guys, but I don't really care. Still coming, right? Worried they're just gonna leash. Flood. Target of an incoming flood. Good for it. Oh, I'm fun. I'm just finding that hilarious. Just the amount of bing bong, bing bong. Just the sheer amount of enemies and enemy prompts coming off is funny to me. Drenched absorbs so much healing. They're doing this as if I need healing to survive them. They did 246 damage. Pittance. Pittance, I say. Okay. Here's what we do. We Divine Shield. And Wake of Ashes. Divine Storm.
Worm rest the core. Attack. It's too far away.
They have broken our defenses.
Advance to the front.
The very earth turns against us in Deathwing's name.
I need to
You
target
must
something first.
hurry. Wormrest falls as we
The
speak.
siege must be broken.
Is
Worm
lost.
rest accord. Defend the line.
Okay, I'm gonna take out these portals. I don't remember who Tiragosa is. I think she's the buddy of some guy I really should remember. By buddy, I mean romantic partner.
I need to get closer.
And when you're within a certain radius, they, like, everyone at the portals like starts auto aggroing to you. Figure I may as well take these out. Should have had this tabard on a moment ago. I would have gotten rep from the you know, the dungeon I just did. I'm really annoyed that I'm benefiting from the other thing. Then again, maybe there was a buff on me, and like this is just a thing that just doesn't come off. Let me see. I think there's a talent to not have these in a power of the SPC. I think there's an achievement if you don't have this on. Really? Meh, apparently. These guys are suicide. So. More chalk. Well, you're not that effective, are you? Sword! More chalk and Ko-Chom. It's his name backwards. Warning.
I need to target something first.
So I've gotten a fair few legendaries so far. And good, they took out the final portal for me. Didn't need to go do that then. I got 2 achievements there. Don't stand so close to me. Defeat him without any 2 players or 3 players on 25 player mode ever being within 5 yards of each other while he's channeling the black blood of the earth. Ah yes, that is the lady I was thinking of. Jared Mace. You've seen him in my order hall. Yeah, him. She's
The old gods
thinks
have shown themselves.
his waifu.
A tide of darkness sweeps from their gaping maws towards the temple. We must buy the aspects more time.
Alright.
The faceless generals, Zon-Oz
Well,
and Yorsai,
not too bad.
command the enemy legions from within the monstrosities you see on the horizon. You must strike them down if we are to survive long enough to end this. Take
Ooh,
flight
that's
on the
creepy.
wings of my sisters. They will transport you as close as they dare.
Twilight's Hammer is retreating. The temple is ours. Fortify your positions within. And as she's saying this, there's Goran Littlebottoms shouting left, left, left.
What brings you here?
Hello.
Oh, thank you, merchant. Handy little place to unload my shite.
I can't use that.
Okay, I'll send that onto a alt. Assault on Warlord Zonas. Faceless Corruptor. More faceless that way. Ooh, random. Just random mouth sprouting up. Any loot? No loot. Well, no interest.
The old gods have shown themselves. A tide of darkness sweeps from their gaping maws towards the temple. We must buy the aspects more.
Uh-huh. I've just been fucking flung into this giant abomination's mouth. Thankfully there's a portal there, but still. I'm still annoyed about that. Like, seriously. You could took a hit. Once more shall the twisted flesh banners of Nizot chitter and howl above the fly-blown corpse of this world. After millennia we have returned. Victory for Deathwing. Glory for Nizot. To have waited so long for this. Gauntlets of Radiant Glory. Okay, these do drop shit, so... die. Completely underestimated the range. Ooh, nice. More blueprints. More like, crafting stuff. And only one last group. Nice and easy.
I need to get closer.
Really overestimating the range of Vine Storm. Alright, then loot you with the rest. I still feel so tense. I'm waiting for it to turn out that I'm not going to get to do the thing today. Back here.
A single general remains. You must make haste.
Yeah. But I do like we're just being flung down right into the middle, right down the mouth of this thing, and it just works out fine. Our numbers are endless, our power beyond reckoning. All who oppose the destroyer will die a thousand deaths. So it's nice for them to translate for us. So these all have different like effects. It grants the ability to digestive acid, which is nature damage to random targets. This does fire damage to random distant targets. This abilities have after difficult cooldown and increases attack speed by 50%. This mana void continuously drains mana until unit is killed. Upon death, the unit will restore all stolen mana. While under effects of deep corruption, receiving 5 heals will cause a detonation, dealing 11,000 shadow damage to all surrounding allies. Basically, he calls these in during the fight. I noticed this in journal earlier, and hold on. Yeah, he calls them in during the fight, and presumably summons more from these different nodes. And if they get to him, like if you don't kill them off in time, then he gets buffed with what the abilities I read out. You will drown in the blood of the old gods, all of you. O Deathwing, your faithful servant has failed you. And I got 2 appearances. Oh, that's new. Looks kind of cool. And then Heartblood Race Points. The riskier never looks that great.
It seems you truly are the heroes of legend. The aspects
See, I was telling the guy outside, he just wouldn't believe me.
Your arrival. Go now.
See you around.
Actually, I remember seeing a bit of artwork of her. I won't say it was by Genzo Man, but it was of her actually here, posing. Yeah, it was her and Wormrest here posing. So, yeah. Going to the bottom, we're all doomed. Mr. Stomp. We're all doomed. Also, I do like his go, Mr. Stomp. Shit. Probably not a good idea to run outside.
You need something?
Leg plates of Radiant Glory and an extra 20 gold. Okay, on to next boss. Harbinger of Destruction, Black Dragonflight. It's marked as a boss. Actually, most of the enemies here are marked as bosses. Champions of Life, Portent of Twilight. Yeah. There's Deathwing himself.
It's no use. The power of the dragon's soul is too great. I cannot wield it safely. Reaching forces within it will be the doom of us all.
Then truly
May want to move, lads.
Not necessarily.
Oh, that wasn't as devastating.
Yes, it just might work. The focusing iris within the Eye of Eternity.
He should have aimed up a little.
The magical matrix contained within the dragon soul.
Yes. See. We can finally turn Deathwing's own power back against him.
I sense danger. It is a trap, carefully laid for us at this crucial moment.
Aim up.
Choice. We must have faith in our allies.
Then I will open the way into the Eye of Eternity. You must not fail. The future of Azeroth hinges on your actions.
Well, so why aren't the old gods messing with it now? Remember how they were like ripping Deathwing asunder earlier, trying to stop him from getting the thing? Why didn't they do it? Why aren't they doing it now? Seems like a bit of a pothole. Corrupted fragments, Twilight. How did they get in here? Ugh. Twilight's hammer. They're like, you know, rats or something. They just get into every little nook and cranny.
Even with the aspect of time on your side, you stumble don't scream just yet.
You stumble foolishly into a trap. You'll not leave this place alive. Not one of you will live to see the final. Also, platform from this raid we had it before. Not one of you will live to see the final cataclysm. Finish them, swagger all you like. You probably won't stand a chance. Free now while you can. Not sure why. Oh, that's Lieutenant Shara. That's why they dropped loot. Oh, got another appearance. Not bad. Well, we're done here. And I got 2 achievements. Siege of Wormrest Temple. Defeat the bosses leading Siege of Wormrest Temple. And defeat the Stormbinder on Heroic.
Speak freely, friend.
The hero's really successful and I got a Mote of Darkness, which is currency. Extracted from the forces of Deathwing, this dark energy can be used to power amazing magics. I'm not sure what that's for. Essence of Destruction. Ring of the Riven. Can only have one on. Bracers of the Banished. Were you successful in acquiring the Focusing Iris? Wasn't that what we needed to get into the Eye of Eternity before or something? Some Focusing Iris? Or was that something else? Yeah, that was something else. We used the thing to open the iris or some such. I can't remember. it's been a while. We're successful, Calgos.
You seem troubled. They have returned.
Not entirely unexpected. Excellent. We will begin the ritual at once.
The ritual will take much from us, as it requires a very piece of our being. We will be witness greatly.
Heroes, this burden falls to you once again. You must protect us from Deathwing's forces, while we imbue the dragon's soul with the power of the aspects. Speak to me when you are ready to begin.
Heroes, we must place this burden on your shoulders once again. You must protect us from Deathwing's forces while imbue this soul with the powers of great aspects of Azeroth. You may begin your ritual. We will defend you. Suddenly, Gits appear. Deathwing still does not know how to aim up.
It is good to see you again, Alexstrasza. I have been busy in my absence. Twisting your pitiful whelps into mindless abominations bent only to my will. It was a very painful process.
They are my clutch no longer. Bring them down.
Twilight Assaulter.
It's too far away.
Hammer. 14 left. Kinda wish it would just... I'll get up in my grill at once. Be a bit easier.
Try not to do that on all the loose ends. I'm out of range. I don't have a target. I need to target something first.
Due to me being a melee character, killing these can be a bit of a nuisance. I'm restricted in what shots, you know, and abilities to hit them. I've only a few ranged shots, so the ones that spawn awkwardly are rather annoying.
I'm out of range.
Was that it? Oh, that was easy. Ah, Deathwing's a pansy as always.
Mere welts, experiments, a means to a greater end. You will see what the research of my clutch has yielded. Nefarian, Onyxia, Sinestro, they were nothing.
disturbance in the balance of this
A great disturbance in the force.
burns my mind.
And the beginning of the end. The shadow which blots out the sun. The bell which tolls your doom. For this moment
What's the Twilight Realm?
look upon your death.
Heroic will. Steels in mind to resist the force of Twilight. It pulls them out, but renders them unable to well, do anything. Guess that's probably needed for some mechanic in the fight. But for this moment, I was for this moment alone was I made. Woke upon your dead, mortals in despair.
The hour of twilight.
No, that was a different thing. That's actually kind of sad. Minutes to midnight. Defeat him without any member being hit by Hour of Twilight more than once.
It is done. Our power now resides within the Dragon Soul. Our fate lies with you.
Another lesser casualty aspects.
I will not fail this world.
Welcome aboard the Skyfire. You ready to chase down the end of the world? Captain Swayze.
He is heading to the
Keanu Reeves.
We must stop him now. We may never get another chance.
I just keep thinking of the Wazy from Witcher now. So I'm still annoyed at the water on crests on everything, but then they can't give artists like a water on crest hammer. They give them a Stormwind hammer, and yet Stormwind has water on crests airships. And for some reason the insignia is inverted here, which makes no sense.
100% pure adrenaline.
What?
It's not tragic to die doing what you love. Fear causes hesitation, and hesitation will cause your worst fears to come true.
Here, one sec. Sadly, this guy doesn't have any unique lines. This guy does.
It's not tragic to die doing what you love. Fear causes hesitation, and hesitation will cause your worst fears to come true. 100% pure adrenaline. It's not tragic to
Okay, only 3 lines.
doing what you love.
Welcome aboard the Skyfire. You ready to chase down the end of the world? We are the Lions. We're always ready. Above the frozen sea.
Fear causes hesitation.
We're catching up to the dragon. I think I can make him out through the cloud cover. Bring us in closer.
All ahead, fool. Everything depends on our speed. We can't let the destroyer get away.
You best be ready for a real fight.
Our engines are damaged. We're sitting up something.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Dragon Riders, attack!
It's too far away.
Sadly, I'm not actually...
From the ship.
I don't have long enough range to hit the guy, so I can't actually do anything against him.